Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
A busy hour ahead, probably an hour and a half, as we have an episode of Ozzie and Harriet from 73 years ago, an episode of William Bendix in the life of Riley from 78 years ago, and we will find out about the Hindu prince visiting Pine Ridge, Arkansas, in an episode of Lum and Abner from 82 years ago. Thank you so much for tuning in on this. This is a Friday. And you know what that means. This is the 27th day of October, 300th day of the year. We have 65 days remaining until we get to 2024. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, founded on this date in 1682. The U.S. and Spain signed the Treaty of Madrid in 1795 that established the boundary between Spanish colonies and the U.S. In 1810, the U.S. annexed the former Spanish colony of West Florida, pretty much the panhandle of Florida. In 1838, Missouri Governor Lilburn Boggs issued the extermination order, which ordered all Mormons to leave the state. In 1904, the first New York City subway line opened. The system became the biggest in the U.S. and one of the biggest in the world. In 1936, Mrs. Wallace Simpson filed for divorce, which would eventually allow her to marry King Edward VIII of the UK, thus forcing his abdication from the throne. In 1938, DuPont announced its new synthetic polyamide fiber would be called nylon. Debuting on this date in 1947 over ABC Radio, the comedy quiz program You Bet Your Life.
Here he is, the one, the only...
Well, here I am again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. Congratulations, and thanks for being on the show You Bet Your Life.
You Bet Your Life is transcribed in Hollywood. Produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jack Meakin. This is George Fenneman reminding you to tune in again next week, same time, same station, to hear the one, the only Groucho.
Host Groucho Marx and announcer George Fenneman took a simple concept and wrote it for 13 years on radio and TV. By the way, George was a staff announcer on ABC at the time the show started and got to move all over the media thanks to Groucho and You Bet Your Life. It was just in 1954 that Benjamin O. Davis Jr. became the first African-American general in the U.S. Air Force. How far have we come? In 1961, NASA launching the first Saturn I rocket in mission Saturn Apollo 1. In 1964, singers Sonny and Cher wed. Cher wore bell-bottoms. In 1962, Major Rudolph Anderson of the U.S. Air Force became the only direct human casualty of the Cuban Missile Crisis when his U-2 reconnaissance airplane was shot down in Cuba by a Soviet-supplied SA-2 Guideline surface-to-air missile. In 1972, the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite devoted 2 segments to the Watergate scandal, making the story nationally known.
The episode grew steadily more sinister, no longer a caper, but the Watergate affair, escalating finally into charges of a high-level campaign of political sabotage and espionage, apparently unparalleled in American history.
Now, as Washington Post executive editor Ben Bradley later wrote about the 2 CBS segments in his autobiography, no new ground was broken, but the broadcast validated the Post stories in the public's mind and gave us an immense morale boost. The whole Watergate affair surpassing Teapot Dome in the realm of scandals. In 1997, stock markets around the world crashed because of fears of a global meltdown. The Dow plunged 554 points to 7161, and for the first time, the New York Stock Exchange activated their circuit breakers twice during the day, making the controversial move of closing the exchange early. In 2018, and let me point out something. We think of a 500-point drop today as a minor correction. Back then, it was almost 8-9%, because it was 71.61 was the close. So think about that. 2018, a gunman opened fire on a Pittsburgh synagogue, killing 11 and injuring 16, including 4 police officers. Passing away on this date in history, musician Xavier Cugat, actor Maury Amsterdam, TV announcer Rod Roddy, also singer-songwriter Lou Reed, and Cary Grant's third wife, Betsy Drake, who co-starred on their radio program Mr. and Mrs. Blandings, based on Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House. That was another case of transcription and the audio tape making pre-recorded programs much, much easier to produce, so that stars would go in. They could record over the course of a weekend, they could record a month's worth of shows, maybe 6 weeks worth of shows. And today we don't think anything of that. Not at all. Inventor Isaac Singer, born on this date in history. By the way, I was mentioning Betsy Drake. She passed on this date in 2015, Cary Grant's third wife. Born on this date, Isaac Singer, the inventor. He was a so-and-so, sewing machine, you get the President Teddy Roosevelt, also born on this date, and a Nobel Peace Prize recipient, in case you didn't know. Etiquette author Emily Post, actor Leif Erikson, Welsh poet Dylan Roberts, actress Nanette Vebray, actress Ruby Dee, H.R. Haldeman, speaking of the Watergate scandal, also auto racer Dick Trickle, and Ivan Reitman, who passed away last year at the age of 75. Also born on this date, Floyd Kramer. I love so much of Floyd Kramer's music. I put Floyd Kramer and Chet Atkins up there among those country musicians that really brought instrumental music into their own. Floyd Kramer, born on this date in history. Turning 81 years old today, Lee Greenwood.
Can I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today? 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Country's Lee Greenwood, 81 years old today. I'm sorry, I'll read that again. British actor John Cleese, 84 today. Actress, model, sportscaster Jane Kennedy is 72. Duran Duran's Simon Le Bon is 65. President Trump's second wife Marla Maples is 60. Matt Drudge is 57. Kelly Osbourne, 39. The Goldbergs, Troy Gentile is 30. And from General Hospital and the CW's All-American, Samantha Logan is 27. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 27th day of October as their birthday. And if this happens to be your birthday...
Hi, we're the 4 freshmen, and we just want to say... Happy birthday to you!
Alrighty now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We have an hour of comedy straight ahead, and we'll start it all off with Ozzie and Harriet from 73 years ago. And it's Halloween. That's up next here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
It is the busy folks particularly who should listen to this bit of advice from the American Cancer Society. Regular physical examinations are important in the fight against cancer. Medical science today can cure many cancers if treatment is started soon enough. In other words, to cure cancer, it has to be discovered in its early stages. Regular physical examinations are one of the best ways in the world of detecting the condition in time. Another way is by knowing cancer's 7 danger signals. If you'd like a free list of them, plus a lot of other life-saving information, write today to the American Cancer Society in care of your local postmaster. Providing information to fight cancer is part of the American Cancer Society's job. Other vital parts of its job are to provide research, education, and service to cancer patients. You can help in the fight to beat cancer. This is Cancer Control Month by proclamation of Congress. To help, please send a contribution now to Cancer in care of your local postmaster.
Thanks for tuning to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank you for joining us with our daily podcast, which a lot of people enjoy, including Sean, who bought me a copy. He wrote, "I can't tell you how happy I am you're back. What you do is truly invaluable. I think the podcast-only format is actually an improvement. I love hearing how healthy cigarettes used to be." And thank you, Sean, for supporting the podcast. You use the Buy Me a Coffee function at our webpage, classicradio.stream, classicradio.stream. And I'm sitting here, Sean, sipping a Dr. Pepper in tribute to you. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to buy me a Dr. Pepper, which I don't really need, but that's my only addiction, Dr. Peppers and food. Now, well, I guess you'd have to put Southern sweet tea in that. Anyway, let's get away from food and addictions and all that and get to the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet going back 73 years, October 27th, 1950. In this episode, Ricky and David would be playing themselves. In the early shows, in the early to mid-40s, they didn't play the shows. They were actually actors because they were too young to do the roles because they didn't quite get it yet. And then once they got it, they started playing themselves. So Ozzie Nelson, Harriet Hilliard, and Ricky and David Nelson all played themselves in this program from October 27. And Ozzie was smart. When they went to ABC, there was a 10-year no-cut deal that he signed, and ABC really wanted shows to stay around. They wanted to build something, and they did, and Ozzie and Harriet were an important part of that, and that's why we have so many of them that are still out there today. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, 73 years ago, October 27th, 1950.
Did you know, Harriet, that there are over 320,000 men in the National Guard today?
No, I didn't.
And did you know that every member of the Guard reports for training with his unit at least once a week and receives pay for it?
No, I didn't.
And that they now have an aviation branch called the Air National Guard?
Did you know that dinner is ready and it's time to go to work with our 1847 Rogers Brothers silver plate?
No, I didn't.
And that America's finest silver plate is 1847 Rogers Brothers?
That I did.
Finest silver plate is 1847 Rogers Brothers. From Hollywood, International Silver Company, creators of 1847 Rogers Brothers Silver Plate, presents The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, starring America's favorite young couple, Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard.
There's excitement in the air. A mysterious change has taken place in the vicinity of 1847 Rogers Road. Remember the friendly old elm tree in front of the house? Well, it doesn't look friendly anymore. The full moon shining through it, and on one of the bare branches is a big black owl. And the old dependable weather vane on top of the garage. Gee, it looks different now. I'm not sure if it's a weather vane or not, the way the shadows fall. Could be a witch on a broomstick. Oh, it's spooky out tonight. In the Nelson kitchen, there's an atmosphere of feverish activity and excited preparations.
What are you looking for, David?
We're trying to find some paper bags, big ones.
Well, look in the bottom drawer there.
There, that's a good one, Ricky.
Yeah, but what do I do with the potatoes? No, not that drawer, Ricky. On the other side.
Hey, what's going on out here?
We're getting some paper bags.
Sound like you were taking the kitchen apart.
Halloween, boy. We're going to have fun tonight, Pop.
Yeah, looks plenty spooky out to me.
What do you have there, dear?
Oh, I was just rummaging around upstairs a bit, and I thought the boys might make a costume out of these old work pants.
Gee, Pop, they're pretty dirty. Not only that, dear, they're covered with paint.
Well, what do you expect, Harriet? I wore them when I painted the breakfast nook.
I think you did a better job on the pants than you did on the breakfast nook.
How about you, Ricky? Would you like to be a painter? We get your white cap and stick a couple of brushes in your belt?
Golly, Pop, those pants are pretty big.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see how they look on you. Here, step into them. Put your foot in there. Yeah. Now the other foot. Now pull them up.
Oh, that's a wonderful costume. The headless painter.
Anyhow, Pop, we don't need costumes. We got masks. That's enough.
Well, you suit yourself. We used to wear costumes when I was a kid.
That's just for little kids, Pop. Me and David are going trick-or-treat.
Trick or treat?
Sure. We ring a guy's doorbell and say trick-or-treat. If he doesn't give us cookies or something, we let him have it.
There you are, dear. That's Halloween, 1948.
Sounds more like Chicago, 1925.
It's a lot of fun, Pop. Didn't you used to do that when you were a kid?
No, David, as I recall, we used to go in more for the real spirit of Halloween. You know, the spooky, scary stuff.
What do you mean, Pop?
Well, I mean, we'd find some old haunted house and go prowling around looking for ghosts and stuff.
You sure were brave, Pop.
Oh, not necessarily, David.
Pop, did you ever see a ghost?
Oh, I won't say I saw a ghost, but I will say I saw something.
A spook?
I don't know. It was white and shimmering, indistinct. It wavered back and forth. Sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't there. White and shimmering.
Did they have television sets then, Pop?
No, Ricky, this was right out in the center of the living room. I'm afraid Halloween's different nowadays. All the wonderful, spooky, hobgoblin atmosphere, that's all changed now. Can't help feeling a little sad when you see the joys of your childhood disappearing in a changing world. Halloween just isn't exciting anymore.
Are you going to cry, Pop?
No, it's just the memories coming back.
You sure must have had fun, Pop. Do you think there's really such a thing as a ghost? A real ghost, I mean?
Well, I don't know. In a spooky old house with the moon shining through the broken shutters, you imagine you see some pretty strange things.
I'd sure like to see a ghost. Boy, would I run.
Well, there's the old McAdams house up on the hill. That's a pretty spooky-looking place. I wouldn't be at all surprised if there were a ghost or two lurking around in there.
Do you think we could see one if we went up there, Pop?
It's very possible.
Oh, Ozzie. David, your father's just kidding.
Oh, let the boys have a little fun, Harriet. After all, it's Halloween.
Come on, grab the bags, Ricky. We gotta get going. Hey, wait for me.
Don't you think a lot of the spirit of Halloween has been lost?
Oh, I don't know, dear. The kids seem to have a good time. That's the important thing.
Oh, they pretend to enjoy it, but where's the fun? Trick or treat. Where's the adventure? What danger is there in getting a handful of cookies from Mrs. Dunkel?
You've never eaten Mrs. Dunkel's cookies.
Have we had any callers yet?
Oh, about a dozen of them. You should have seen little Julie Thornberry. She was all dressed up in one of Catherine's old dresses, and she had a stocking on her head.
Really? Oh, I'm sorry I missed it.
And little Georgie Dunkel, he had the cutest clown suit with skeleton sewed on it.
We sure have some cute little kids in this neighborhood.
I'll get it.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me get it. I want to have some fun, too. Yes?
Trick or treat.
Wait a minute. Aren't you a little big to be playing trick or treat?
Trick or treat.
How old are you?
53.
Who ever heard of a grown man playing trick or treat?
Well, my little boy's over on the next block. I'm just helping him out.
You don't even have a costume.
What do you think I am, a child? Come on, trick or treat.
It's a little unusual. What happens if I don't give you a treat?
Well, I sneak back later and ring your doorbell.
So what?
Then when you answer it, I punch you in the nose. Come on, trick or treat.
Really funny, but here are some cookies.
Only 3?
Well, they've got to go around. There are other children, too, you know.
Okay. Oh, they're chocolates. My kid likes chocolate cookies. Thanks.
Well, that's all right. How old is your little boy?
25.
One of the kids in the neighborhood, one of the older kids.
Say, would you do me a favor if you're not too busy?
Yeah, what is it?
Would you stop down at the store and get some candies or something? The rate we're going to run out of stuff.
Okay, Hey, what are you doing?
Just putting a couple of cookies in your pocket, in case you got stopped for trick or treat. Some of the boys get pretty rough.
Oh, Harriet, please. You don't think I'm afraid of a bunch of kids?
Well, suit yourself. Last Halloween, Joe Randolph bumped into the backfield of the high school football team and came home minus his trousers.
No kidding. I understand they have a pretty good team this year.
Why don't you just take these 4 cookies, just in case?
You better give me 2 more. The ends might be with them.
Don't tear my pencil. The cookies were in my pocket. They're very nice cookies. Wonderful cookies.
What's this about, cookies? Oh, it's you, Thorne. What a corny trick, hiding behind the head.
Oh, just keeping in the spirit of Halloween. You should see what I did to Dunk a little while ago.
Did you scare him? What did you do?
I sneaked up on his front porch, rang the doorbell, and ran like the dickens. He didn't know what to think. Then when he went in the house, I went around to the back and started rattling the back door. Oh, boy, was he scared.
What else did you do, Thorny?
Well, I waited a few minutes, then I tapped on the window and moaned like this. And I rattled the door again, and I moaned some more, and I began pounding on the side of the house.
Yeah. And then what?
Then the police came. That Dunkel just has no sense of humor.
Did the police do anything to you?
No, just told me to stop annoying people. They took my soap away, too.
You're just a big kid at heart, aren't you, Thorny?
That's all in fun, Oz. What's Halloween nowadays? Nothing happens. My boy Will's out playing trick-or-treat.
David and Ricky, too. Somehow Halloween sort of lost the old kick.
Yeah, it sure isn't like it was when we were kids.
You know, there was an old haunted house in our town, and every Halloween us kids used to go prowling through it. Really spooky.
Sure, that's the real spirit of Halloween.
Now, you take the old McAdams place up on Franklin Avenue. There's a perfect haunted house. Is there some way to sneak in there?
You mean you go in there at night?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Oh, no reason. I just never cared for the looks of the place myself. Those grotesque chimneys, staring windows. Sort of gives me the creeps.
Thorny, you're kidding.
No, I'm not, Oz. There's something frightening about it. Especially at night.
What an imagination. Well, I've got to get down to the drugstore. I promised Harriet I'd get some candy and stuff.
Okay, Oz. See you later.
Yeah.
Say, when you go by the McAdams place, don't let the ghosts get you.
Well, that's right. I go right by there, don't I?
Yes, sir. Not afraid, are you, huh?
Oh, Thorny, cut it out. If you walk down the store with me, I'll buy you a soda.
Hey, Mom, Pop, we went over to the McAdams place and we saw a ghost. A real ghost? A ghost, a real ugly one with sharp teeth and a long nose and pointed ears and hair all over his face. And first we thought it was Pop.
That's the nicest thing anybody's ever said about me.
We really thought it was you trying to scare us.
Oh, boys, don't be silly.
You guys probably saw the moon shining through the window, and your imagination did the rest.
Okay, go up and see for yourself. Yeah, why don't you, Pop? Yeah, why don't you, Pop?
Well, I'd be glad to, except I'd take your mother to the movies.
Since when?
Well, that is, I've been thinking about it all day. There's a wonderful triple Halloween show at the Bijou. The Son of Frankenstein, Dracula's Daughter, and A Date with Judy.
I wasn't counting on the movies, dear. In fact, I'd much rather you'd go up and give us a report on the ghost.
Oh, it's so silly.
Go ahead, Pop. Have some fun.
Go ahead, dear.
Well, okay. If it makes you happy, I'll go up and visit the haunted house.
Attaboy, Pop. Daddy. I thought for a minute there you were getting scared, Pop.
Oh, David.
Oh, just remember this, boys. There's not a cowardly bone in your father's body. Of course, every now and then the meat around them gets a little jumpy.
Meet around. What am I laughing at?
You hear it over the back fence. You hear it on the bus. They talk about it at bridge clubs and when they meet on Main Street. What is this topic of conversation? Why, just this. The 4 patterns created by 1847 Rogers Brothers are the loveliest in town. Yep, it's true. The 4 patterns created by 1847 Rogers Brothers are unexcelled. No other silver plate is designed with such imagination, such feeling for detail. And each of the beautiful 1847 patterns is designed with you in mind. Designed to fit your tastes, your scheme of decoration, your dreams. If you like modern, dramatic things, for example, the 1847 pattern for you is Eternally Yours. Eternally Yours is simple and sleek in line, and each piece is crowned with exquisite openwork, even the knives. That's a feature you'll find only in 1847 Rogers Brothers. And in every way, Eternally Yours is proof that the beautiful silverware, which bears the year mark 1847, is the finest in America. So see it tomorrow. Eternally Yours, one of the 4 love patterns created by the one and only 1847 Rogers Brothers. Warning to all ghosts. Beware, Ozzie Nelson will get you if you don't watch out. Yes, indeed. Ozzie Nelson, arch enemy of all ghosts, goblins, spirits, and similar supernatural phenomena, is on the march. Target for tonight. The ghost that walks in the old McAdams house. See the courageous Ozzie as he strides firmly across the porch of 1847 Rogers Road. Chin up, flashlight swinging at his side. Down the steps, down the walk. And now he stops. Every muscle tense, eyes alert, nose twitching. A white, filmy object moves out of the darkness.
Who's there?
It's me, Mr. Nelson.
Oh, hello, Emmy Lou.
I came over to show you my Halloween costume. I'm going to a party. Where are you going, Mr. Nelson?
Oh, I'm on an errand for the boys. They went up to the old McAdams house tonight, and they think they saw a ghost.
Really, Mr. Nelson?
Yeah, I'm going up there, to prove to them it was just their imagination.
You're going in that spooky old house tonight, alone?
Well, of course.
Evidently you haven't heard the story about the McAdams place.
Well, I've heard some silly rumor it's supposed to be haunted or something.
Oh, but it is, Mr. Nelson. I heard the whole story from the people who live next door. The story goes that years ago in Scotland, in the old Haggis Castle, the young and beautiful Lady Jane McAdams had a quarrel with her lover, Douglas McDingle McCampbell McTavish. A Scotchman.
Yes. Yes, much.
Well, anyway, Lady Jane pushed her lover, Douglas McDingle McCampbell McTavish, down the stairs. Down, down, down he went, his head banging on each stone step. Thump, thump, crunch, crunch. His bagpipes mournfully playing, the Campbells are coming. As he lay at the bottom of the staircase dying, Douglas McDingle McCampbell McTavish, or as they called him, Mac, as he lay at the bottom of the staircase, he took an oath.
Oh, I'd swear a little myself.
He took an oath that he'd follow Lady Jane wherever she went. His spirit would always haunt her.
Where did she go?
She came here to the United States and built the old McAdams place. And they say that on nights of a full moon, like tonight, the giant ghost of Lord McTavish returns. And while the eerie notes of bagpipes ring in the night air, he prowls the house in search of Lady Jane.
It makes a good story, but nobody in his right mind would believe it.
Well, you believe it, don't you, Mr. Nelson?
Yes, but I'm not. Of course, it's a lot of nonsense.
Okay, Mr. Nelson, but remember, if you go up there tonight and see the ghost and get a terrible fright and drop dead, don't come around saying I didn't warn you. Happy Halloween!
Harriet.
Oh, hello, dear. You back so soon?
No, I haven't gone yet. As a matter of fact, I've been thinking this over, and I don't think I'll go. The whole idea seems sort of childish.
Well, what about the boys, dear? You promised them.
I know, but I mean, after all, isn't it silly for a full-grown man? It's only a wild goose. That's all it is.
Well, if you'd like, dear, I'll go with you.
And the boys... What did you say?
I said I'll go with you.
There are times, Harriet, when a man likes to be alone.
Oh. Well, all right, dear.
Get your coat. This isn't one of those times. Don't get nervous now, dear. Just keep cool.
Oh, I'm cool, all right. Matter of fact, I'm shivering a little.
Hold my hand good and tight.
I can't.
Hmm?
You're squeezing mine so hard the fingers are asleep.
Sorry. Is that better?
It's better. How do we get through this iron fence?
There's a gate here someplace, I think. It'll probably be bolted and spoil all our fun. They usually have a huge lock on these things and thick chains. Now, here we are. Oh.
Locked?
No.
Well, push it open.
Here, will you take the flashlight a second? Thanks. And the baseball bat, too.
Ooh. Doesn't this place look weird?
Yes, it is pretty spooky at that. Shall I sing something to keep your nerve up?
If you want to, dear.
It'll keep you from getting scared. Did you ever think, as the hearse goes by, someday you are going to die? There's a spook in the meadow.
Dear, shh. It might frighten the ghost. Must be a haunted house. The door squeaks.
I don't know why you insisted on coming along, Harriet. I could just as easily have come by myself.
Ozzie, something has hold of my coat.
Yeah, that's me. Who closed the door?
Didn't you?
No.
Oh, it must have been the wind. Gee, this place sure looks creepy with the moon streaming through the windows. What was that?
Now, dear, don't be frightened. I'm right beside you.
Ozzie, there's something in this room. It's coming toward us.
It's getting closer. Harriet, quick, my baseball bat.
Hey, Oz, careful with that. Hello, Harriet.
You old trickster,
I
Barney.
just thought I'd have a little fun with all the talk that's been going around about this place.
So you're the ghost David and Ricky saw. I should have guessed by the description. You should have a bagpipe, though, Thorny.
A bagpipe?
Well, sure, haven't you heard? This place is supposed to be haunted by a Scotch ghost who plays the bagpipe. And each night he comes down the stairs playing some old... Well, you do have one, Thorny. Where is it? Oh, you sure play awful.
Worse than you think. I don't play at all.
Did I hear a bagpipe? Listen, I can hear it plain as day.
Ozzie, up there, the head of the stairs.
The ghost. The ghost of Lord McTavish. Well, we've seen it. Let's go.
Now, let's all keep calm about this. We'll just be quiet. Oz, let's push it.
It's getting late, Thorny. Let's get out of here.
Ozzie, you're carrying my coat. Wait.
Oz, the door won't open. I keep turning the handle and it won't open.
Stop it, Thorny. You've got hold of my nose.
This way, boys. Thorny, the door's over here.
Follow me. I'll make one of my own.
More coffee, dear?
No, thanks. I can't understand it. There must be some scientific explanation. Did I seem very scared out there?
Oh, no, not especially.
I mean, did I act in any way that might give somebody the impression that this illusion we saw frightened me?
Well, no, you were very level-headed about it. Of course, it was the first time I've ever seen you jump a 7-foot fence.
I didn't think I could fool you. That thing, whatever it was, scared the daylights out of me.
I was plenty scared myself. I can't figure out those bagpipes.
No, and then what about the ghost?
Oh, well, yes, of course, the ghost, too.
Harriet, what are you stuffing behind the sofa pillow?
Oh, nothing, dear. Just some old papers and things.
Wait a minute, let me see that.
It's only an old sheet.
You'll get the couch dirty. It's got cobwebs. Cobwebs!
How about a little more coffee?
And there's Ricky's baseball bat, the one Harriet, if you'd like to make a little confession, I'll listen. But if you'd rather not, I'd rather you would.
All right, dear. Just the boys and I thought it'd be nice if you could have a little fun on Halloween. You told them how much you enjoyed going to some haunted house. So we thought that if we could sort of... Ozzie, listen.
I'm listening. Go on.
No, listen. The bagpipes.
Yeah.
I hear the bagpipes again.
So do I.
Hey, Pop, can we have a dime?
Boys, listen. Do you hear bagpipes playing?
Sure, that's what we want the dime for. He's out front now.
Who's out front?
Mr. Campbell, the man with the Scotch plaid ice cream truck.
The Scotch plaid ice cream truck?
Well, sure. Haven't you ever seen him? Can we have a dime, Pop?
A dime? Here's 50 cents. Stuff yourselves.
Thanks, Pop.
Oh, boy.
Hurry up, David.
How about that? The bagpipes we heard at the McAdams place were from the Scotch plaid ice cream truck.
What a coincidence.
Oh, remarkable. See, the Scotch plaid ice cream truck happened to stop there. See, there are no other houses around, and nobody lives there, but he happened to stop there. Played a different tune up there, too, didn't he?
I don't remember.
Harriet, believe me, it was only the Scotch plaid ice cream truck.
Yes, I know, dear.
I'll say it just once more. The bagpipes we heard at the McAdams place were from the Scotch plaid ice cream truck.
Okay, dear, you've convinced me.
I wish I could convince myself. I'd like to get some sleep tonight.
Ozzie and Harriet will be back in just a moment. Well, I don't know how you feel about it, but I kind of hope the bagpipe music didn't come from the Scotch plaid ice cream truck. Because that's the way Halloween ought to be. Lots of mysterious tapping at every window, witches riding through the air, spirits in every tree.
I've already had a message from the Halloween spirits, Mr. Smith. Last night on my way down Rogers Road, a voice spoke to me suddenly out of nowhere.
Honest? What did it say?
Beware. If you don't give us a special treat on Halloween, we'll spirit your new set of 1847 Rogers Brothers away from you. Beware.
Hey, now, there's a smart ghost if there ever was one.
You mean I have a smart son if there ever was one. He hasn't heard me raving about my new 1847 Rogers Brothers for nothing.
Oh, nobody raves about 1847 Rogers Brothers for nothing. There are all kinds of good reasons for getting excited about it. 1847 is the finest silver plate in America, you know. No other silver plate in the world can match its beautiful features. Features like the exceptional height and depth of the pattern ornament, and the extra luster, perfect weight and balance of each piece. Those are the features that make 1847 Rogers Brothers really more like solid silver.
And don't forget the price of 1847 Rogers Brothers, Mr. Smith.
Oh, impossible to forget that, because it's so unusual. 1847 prices haven't gone up since 1945. Not a single penny. So, no matter how you look at it, 1847 Rogers Brothers is the silverware you want for your home. It's the best, the finest silver plate in America. Famous 1847 Rogers Brothers.
Oh, come on, dear. Put out the light. Let's go to sleep.
In a few minutes, Harriet. I just want to finish this article. Debunking the spook.
Debunking the spook?
Yeah, the man who wrote it spent the night in a house that was supposed to be haunted. As I sat there in the darkness, I could hear the clock in the village striking 12. Now was the witching hour. If ever the dead lived, now was the time they must rise from the grave. I stood up and dared the ghost to appear. I said, if you were a ghost, I dare you to strike me dead. Silly article.
What happened next?
Well, and let's see, he goes on to...
Yes?
The article ends right there.
Oh, come on, dear. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep.
And you know what might be fun? Let's sleep with the lights on tonight.
Week to another adventure of Ozzie and Harriet, starring Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard.
And remember, America's finest silver plate is 1847 Rogers Brothers.
Yes, Harriet, America's finest silver plate is 1847 Rogers Brothers.
Appearing in support of Ozzie and Harriet were John Brown, Janet Waldo, Henry Blair, Tommy Bernard, and Jack Kirkwood. Original music was composed and conducted by Billy May. This program originates in the Hollywood studios of the National Broadcasting Company and is also broadcast over the Trans-Canada Network of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. This adventure of Ozzie and Harriet will be transmitted to our men and women overseas by shortwave and through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service.
The Campbells are coming. No, Lord McTavish.
Ozzie?
It's a ghost.
Ozzie, wake up!
What's all the racket, Mom?
Daddy's having a nightmare.
Is that what he's doing? That noise really scared us.
Well, it frightened me, too.
Okay, now we're even.
Adventure of Ozzie and Harriet, starring Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard. This is Vern Smith speaking.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Prior to their ABC journey, they were on NBC and CBS, alternatingly, from 1944 until 1949. And then they were on ABC from 1949 to 1954. 402 radio episodes produced. And the Nelson made a deal with ABC to give them an option to move their program to television. And when they moved to television, they agreed to a 10-year contract that paid the Nelsons whether the series was canceled or not. And that gave the series unprecedented longevity. 14 seasons on television, all with ABC from 1952 until 1966. Of those shows, 3 seasons are available right now on Pluto TV, 11 seasons on Plex, and you can get the entire run of the series on Prime Video, on Amazon, on Google Play, and on Vudu. So they're still out there, just not on your regular over-the-air antenna television. They're on the air through the streams of the internets, like this radio show. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, going back to... and by the way, I mentioned the boys playing themselves. The boys didn't join this cast until the radio show's 5th season. That would have been 1949. Moving to NBC, because the show launched in 1944. So that would have been, if my math is right. By the way, on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, I think that's right, we have a link to the Nelsons' home. Now, don't think we're stalking, because we're not stalking. What it is it's, facebook.com/Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. You can also get that link on our webpage, which is classicradio.stream. Easier to remember. But we do have a link to their home. They used their own home as the exterior shots for the Nelson home on television. 1822 Camino Palermo Street in Los Angeles. It sold in 2022 for almost $6 million. After looking at the interiors, I can understand why. It's an absolutely gorgeous home. I don't know that I'd spend $6 million for a home in California, but it does have a gorgeous swimming pool and all of the amenities that one would expect a nice two-story home to have. And you can see that on our Facebook page. Get the link. Easiest way, go to classicradio.stream and you can get that. Okay, enough yammering about the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, and we will come up next with an episode of The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix, from October 27th, 1945, 78 years ago.
What are your dreams for 10 years from now? Perhaps you'd like to travel abroad. In 10 years, comfortable tourist accommodations will certainly be available. This also applies if your travel plans are along the lines of see America first. If you're wondering how you can be sure of having the money at that time, buy savings bonds. Perhaps you haven't been considering travel. Well, if you've been counting on future leisure time or a college education for your children, a farm or business of your own, a retirement income or a home of your own, the solution is still the same. Buy savings bonds. Purchase them the easy, automatic way, where you work through the payroll savings plan, where you bank through the bond-a-month plan. Savings bonds are profitable. For every $3 invested today, you'll receive $4 when your bonds mature. So buy United States savings bonds through the payroll savings plan or bond-a-month plan. And remember, automatic saving is sure saving.
William Bendix, best remembered, he did some movie work, a lot of heavy work, and one of the worst sports movies ever remembered, the Babe Ruth story, not necessarily his fault, but he was the star of The Life of Riley. It appeared on radio from 1944 to 1951, and 6 seasons on television in 2 different runs. William Bendix starring as Riley from 1953 until 1958. And then what's interesting is that for one season, the show ran from 1949 to 1950, starring somebody else. And we're not going to tell you who that somebody else is, because who could have played Riley from 1949 to 1950? If you know the answer, don't say anything. Of course, who you going to tell, right? Anyway, we will have that. We will tell you who that was and who that person who later became a big star playing blue-collar worker. But the show, The Life of Riley on radio, was on ABC for one season, then moved to NBC where it stayed from 1945 to 1951. It was originally pitched as a vehicle for Groucho Marx under the name The Flotsam Family. But they didn't want to do that. The sponsor did not want him as a straight head of household. He would get his own series, Blue Ribbon Town. So there you go. A little bit of information for you on The Life of Riley. Who played Riley on television first? We'll tell you about that after we listen to this episode from October 27th, 1945, 78 years ago, in the football game.
Hello? Oh, hello, Frank. Did you hear the good news? Boy, I'm the happiest man in the world. Yes, it arrived 5 minutes ago. Cutest little thing you ever saw. 7 pounds, 4 ounces. No, it's not a boy. It's not a girl either. It's a radio. Now I can hear The Life of Riley.
Teal, T-E-E-L, Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice. That's it, T-E-E-L. Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice, brings you The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Remember, friends, for beautiful smiles, it's T-E-E-L, Teal. And just for laughs, it's R-I-L-E-Y, Riley in The Life of Riley. Life as the head of a family may be a bowl of cherries, but Chester A. Riley usually gets the pits. His current problem concerns his 13-year-old son, Junior. Right now, Mrs. Riley is telling the head of the house the details.
And tonight he didn't eat a bite of dinner.
Yeah, I noticed that, Dumpling.
And for the past few days he's been very moody. So today I decided that I'd try to find out what he's got on his mind.
That's the trouble with that boy. Always thinking. He certainly don't get it from me.
Oh, it's his girlfriend Marilyn he's worried about. You see, Marilyn likes another boy who's playing football against Junior on Saturday. And the winning school's going to have a victory dance. Well, if Junior's team loses, Marilyn's going with the other boy.
I knew there was a woman at the bottom of this. Women. The root of all evil. And Junior's too young to go around pulling up roots. I gotta have a talk with that boy.
Now, don't you let on I told you.
Oh, no, I won't. I'm just going to tell him about the time that a girl put me on a spot like that. But I taught her a lesson she'll never forget.
Oh, yes? What did you do?
I married her. Hiya, Junior. How's John J. Buskowitz Junior High School star quarterback?
Oh, hello, Pop.
Do you mind if I sit on the curb next to you?
No.
Oh, there's nothing like sitting on a curbstone when you want to think. Kind of brings your brains down to earth. Got a big game Saturday, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you're not nervous about it.
Oh, no. Not me.
Good. I knew a fella once, great football player, too. One time he got very nervous before a game.
Did I know him?
Not at the time.
Well, what made him nervous?
What makes any man nervous? Girls of the female type.
Oh.
It's quite a story, Junior. Once upon a time, there was a prince of a fella whose name, by an odd coincidence, was Riley. And he lived with his mother in a far-off land where the people were different than other people. This land was called Brooklyn. One day, during the football season, this fellow...
Chester.
Yeah, Mom.
What are you doing with my iron?
I'm heating it up. I'm going to press my pants.
What for? You ain't graduating high school for 3 years yet. Maybe 4 the way you're going.
Yeah, I know, but I got kind of a appointment tonight.
Oh, that girl of yours again.
Oh, cut it out, Mom. I ain't exactly got a girl.
Ah, don't tell me, you big ox. You have a date with the same girl 7 nights a week.
Well, only once a week, Mom. The other 6 nights, I just walk past her house. Her name's Peg, and she's beautiful.
Oh, stop thinking about girls and get your mind on something sensible. Like football. Go work out on the punching bag. You need a good left hook in the scrimmage.
Well, they got a new rule now, Mom. No more slugging.
They're ruining the game with their new rules. In your father's day, they had only one rule. Never kick a man who's down unless you're sure he can't get up.
What did you say, Mom?
Oh, forget it, you lovesick goof. Go wash that face of yours. I'll press your pants.
Oh, you're awful quiet tonight, Chester. You thinking about somebody?
Yeah, Peg. Somebody.
Anybody I know?
Yeah. Your father. Gee, I wish your father liked me.
Oh, don't let's talk about Papa. It's a beautiful night, isn't it?
Yeah. And these are certainly wonderful steps.
Oh, they're just like all the rest of the block.
No, they ain't. The others ain't got you on them.
Oh, Chester, what a pretty speech.
I'm full of them, only they all get tangled up in my tonsils.
Well, maybe instead of sitting way over on that side of the steps, if you came and sat next to me, it would help you to talk.
I better not, Peggy. You don't know me when I get started. If I come over there, the next thing I'll be trying to put my arm around you.
Well, I could let you know if I didn't like it.
Oh, Peggy, what you said.
Oh, shh. There's somebody at the window.
Margaret!
Yes, Papa?
Are you alone out there?
Well, practically.
Remember what I told you about that Riley boy? I don't want that wart around here.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry, Chester.
Oh, that's okay. It ain't your fault he called me a wart. Maybe someday I'll grow on him. You'll see. Someday I'll be a big success.
Oh, sure you will.
And someday, Peggy, I...
Yes, Chester? Someday you'll what?
Well, Oh, look, here comes that smart out of Clinton Badger.
Oh, in his brand new automobile.
Show off, driving a Model T.
Hiya, Peggy.
Good evening, Clinton.
Good night, Clinton.
Pipe down, Riley. I'm talking to the lady.
Oh, yeah, get back in that Tin Lizzie, you tin lizard.
Yeah? One more crack like that, Riley, and I'll tweak the end of your nose.
Oh, afraid to come near me, huh?
Oh, now stop or I'll never speak to either of you again. Clinton, please go.
Okay, dream girl. But don't forget, kiddo, you and me got a date for that boat ride Sunday.
Peg, you're not going on a boat ride with him?
Well, it depends on who wins the game Saturday. Clinton made me bet him that if his team won, I'd go with him.
Peg, it ain't nice for girls to make bets.
Oh, but Chester, your team's going to win, isn't it? You told me it was. You will win for me.
Peggy, when you look at me like that, I could do anything.
Oh, you're awful sweet, Chester. Now close your eyes.
Why? I ain't sleepy.
Oh, you silly. There for good luck.
Peg, you kissed me. Oh, boy. Oh, boy!
Margaret!
Yes, Papa?
Come in the house at once. Get rid of that big baboon.
Baboon. I'd better go. He knows it's me.
What you say, Clinton? How about a game of pool? Nah, Chuck, I gotta make a phone call. I just got a hot idea to make sure we win Saturday's game. Yeah? How, Clint? Well, I'm gonna make a monkey out of a Satan monkey named Riley. I'm gonna phone this Riley, see, and make believe I'm No Dice Noonan, the big gambler. Come on, I'll fix this Riley's wagon once and for all.
Kiss me again, kiss me again, kiss me again and again. Kiss me again. Oh. Hello?
I want to talk to a kid named Riley, top floor.
Oh, this is Riley. I was just coming in. Who's this?
This is No Dice Noonan. You heard of me, ain't you?
Yes, sir, Mr. Noonan. When did you get out? I mean, welcome home, Mr. Noonan.
Listen, kid. We got a lot of dough bet on that game you're playing Saturday, see?
Don't worry, Mr. Nooser. I'll win for you.
Wrong, chump. You're gonna lose for me.
Lose?
You heard me. The mob is betting on you to lose, and you better lose, see? Or else.
Or else?
Or else you'll be taking a dive off the dock in a cement bathing suit. How'd you like that, Riley?
Oh, I wouldn't. Even without cement, my mother don't let me dive off docks.
Well, then don't forget. Lose or else.
Well, wait a minute. Wait, hello? Hello? Wait. Gee, what a choice I gotta make. If I lose, my girl will look up at me and say, Chester, don't speak to me. And if I win, she'll look down at me and say, Chester, speak to me.
Teal has just brought you the first act of The Life of Riley, and we'll be back with Riley in just a moment. Meanwhile, this is Ken Carpenter with a bit of advice. Here's a funny thing about cleaning your teeth, something most people don't know. Instead of helping your teeth, you may actually be doing them harm. You may be grinding cavities right in at the gum line. And scientific facts prove Teal is the only leading dentifrice that avoids such cavities. Listen.
Out of every 10 adults, 8 have receding gums. When gums recede, softer and less protected parts of the teeth are exposed. Those parts are 25 times softer than tooth enamel and are easily damaged by the regular use of a toothpaste or powder containing harsh abrasives. Therefore, the chances are 8 in 10 you are risking those ground-in cavities daily, unless the dentifrice you use contains no such abrasives.
Yes, and only Teal, of all leading dentifrices, contains no abrasives. Teal cleans teeth with a patented ingredient, protects teeth from ground-in gum line cavities as no other leading dentifrice can. Now, surely that's reason enough to switch to Teal, but you'll enjoy its wonderful flavor, too, its cleansing action. The Teal way takes 1 extra minute a week, makes teeth look their sparkling best safely. So switch to T-E-E-L, Teal, the liquid dentifrice, and follow directions on the package. Teal protects teeth beautifully. And now, back to the Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. We left Riley telling his son, Junior, a story out of Riley's own boyhood, where Riley was threatened with murder unless he threw a certain football game. But what our hero didn't know at the time was that the sinister, threatening phone call was actually a practical joke by his arch-rival, Clinton Badger, who was trying to steal Riley's girl.
So you see, Junior, this fella Riley didn't dare win, and he didn't dare lose. If he lost, his girl would go on a boat ride with Clinton. And if he won, she'd go to her funeral with Riley.
But, Pop, why didn't he tell his girl what he was up against?
Junior, it ain't nice to worry a woman until after you're married to her. In fact, this Riley wouldn't even tell his mother. Though his mother kind of suspected something was eating him because he wasn't...
Why, Chester.
Yeah, Mom.
Don't you like what I cooked for your supper?
Sure, Mom, sure. Boy, what wonderful spare ribs.
That's your fingers you're chewing.
Huh? Oh, yeah. I'd better wipe off the ketchup.
What's the matter with you?
I don't know, Mom. Lately, I'm a nervous wretch.
Well, settle down or you won't play a good game tomorrow.
Mom, that reminds me. I'm giving up football. What?
Give up football? Over my dead body?
No, over mine. I mean, it's too rough, Mom.
Chester Riley, I'm not raising any sissy. You're playing fullback on that team tomorrow, and I'm going to be right there when you kick off.
Don't say that. The telephone. Maybe it's no dice Noonan. Maybe he's changed his mind. Hello, Mr. Noonan?
Why, no, Chester, it's Peg.
Oh, Peg. Peg. Hello.
Chester, guess what? Papa's going to the game with me tomorrow, so you got to be sure to win.
Well, listen, Peg. Just suppose, mind you, that we lost the game.
Why, Chester Riley, you can't lose.
Oh, yes, we can.
Oh, you mustn't. Papa'd never stop laughing at you, and I'd have to go on the boat ride with that Clinton Badger, and... Are you sure you'll win?
Sure we'll win. We'll win if it kills me.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
Chester's team, over there.
What runts? And look at the hulking brute they have for a coach.
That's not the coach, that's Chester. He's a little bigger than some of his class. He was late for school one year.
Hey, are you Peg Winslow?
Yes.
Here's a note for you.
Just a minute. Let me see that. Who's that from?
I don't know, mister. A guy said give it to her.
Why, Papa, it's for me.
Quiet. I'll see if I want you to read it. What's this? Dear Miss Winslow, don't let your father bet on Riley's team. Riley is going to throw the game. The crook signed a friend. You hear that, Margaret?
Oh, it's a lie.
I always knew that Riley couldn't be trusted.
Well, I trust him, and he'll win. You'll see. Oh, look. There goes Chester's team into a cuddle.
Not cuddle, huddle. I tell you, that Riley doesn't look like my idea of a football.
Now listen, fellas. Before the game begins, Riley.
Yeah, Coach.
What are you so nervous about, Riley?
I ain't nervous.
Then take that football out of your mouth. Now listen, boys. We'll go over that new play once more. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson snaps the ball to Marco, the halfback. Marco fakes a pass to Stevens, but throws it to Janowski, who hands it to you, and you kick from the end zone. Got it, Riley?
Yeah. Johnson snaps Marco's back in half and throws him to Janowski, and then I kick Janowski in the end zone?
No. Listen once more, Riley. Johnson snaps the ball back to Marco, who fakes the pass.
What's holding things up, Papa?
They're going to kick off. Now we'll see who's right about Riley.
Oh, look! Chester's going to catch the ball. He's got it. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, Chester.
I told you so. Fumbled on purpose. Look, Clinton's picked up the ball. There goes Clinton.
Oh, Chester fell down. And Clinton stepped on him.
Attaboy, Clinton. Look at him. He's over. Clinton made a touchdown.
Don't you care, Riley. I still think you're the best player our school ever had.
Thanks, Shrimpy. And you're the best water boy we ever had. Shrimpy, what's the score now?
14-14, end of the first half. Our team made 2 touchdowns after the coach took you out.
Yeah, and their team made 2 before he took me out. My girl will never look at me again.
Ah, sure she will. Say, that Clinton Badger's over talking to her now.
The sneak visiting my girl in front of all these people.
Well, show him up, Riley. Go out and make a couple of touchdowns, too, like he did.
You're right, kid. I'll show him. Hey, Coach.
Well, what do you want?
Please, Coach, put me back in the game.
Sit down on that bench.
No, don't keep me on the bench. Send me in.
I'd rather send in the bench.
Please, Coach, you gotta give me a chance. I'll win that game for us, I swear.
Well, all right. Go on in, Riley. But this time, use your brain.
Yes, sir. I've been resting it up all season just for this.
Only 10 seconds of play and the score's still tied. What a game.
Come on, Chester, please.
Signal! 46, 23, 18. Hey!
Oh, look, Papa, Chester's running.
Stop him!
No, run, Chester, run.
What's that idiot doing, zigzagging through both teams? He's all mixed up.
Oh, he is not. He's running in circles to fool him. Look, he's got away. He's all alone with the ball.
Stop him!
Oh, they can't. Oh, look at him run. Oh, goody, he's over. Chester made a touchdown.
Oh, boy, I done it.
Riley, do you realize what you've done?
Well, sure, Coach. I won the game. Listen to him cheering me.
That's the other side cheering. You ran the wrong way. You just won the game for the other team.
What a revolting development this is.
What a game.
I got all your clothes in a bundle, Riley.
Thanks, Shrimpy. Well, I guess I'd better go home.
Well, gee, Riley, you'd better say goodnight to the team first.
Oh, yeah. They think I was pretty rude if I... Well, good night, Coach. Good night, Joe. I'll see you later, Janowski. Good night, Elmer. Good night, fellas.
It's dark. You ought to go home.
Let me alone, Shrimpy. I ain't never going home.
Oh, listen, Riley, I found a note. Your girl dropped it. You want it?
It ain't polite to read other people's notes. Let me see it.
Here.
Dear Miss Winslow, don't let your father bet on Riley's team. He's going to throw the game. Throw it? Throw it? I did not throw... Come on, Shrimpy. I gotta see Peg. I gotta tell her I didn't.
Wait, Riley. Look. Your girl and Aunt Clinton sitting on her front steps.
Yeah, look at him. He's sitting on what I usually sit on. Listen at him laughing.
Well, Peggy, you heard what your old man said. May the best man win, and he did. Oh, I'd like to see Riley's face right now.
If he don't stop hanging around my girl, he'll see my face on the end of his fist.
Listen, Peg, this'll kill you. You know why Riley played such a dopey game? He was nervous, see? Last week he got a phone call from a gambler who told him if he won, they'd dump him in the East River.
How does he know?
Now listen to me, Clinton Badger. If you're saying Chester deliberately threw that game, just save your breath. Chester isn't crooked, he's just stupid.
She's defending me. She's defending me.
Don't you get it, honey? It wasn't a gambler called Riley at all. It was a joke, see? The gambler was me.
You?
Him. Let go of me, Shrimpy. I heard enough.
Oh, Chester.
So it was you, huh, Badger?
Keep away from me, Riley. There's ladies present.
Oh, is that so? Listen, Chester, if you don't punch him, I'll punch you.
Thanks, Peg. Put up your dukes, Badger.
No. Cut it out, Riley.
When I get through with you, you'll be able to hang your head on the back of your neck. That's where your nose is going to be. Where'd he go?
Oh, Chester, you knocked him into an ash can. Are you going to leave him like that?
Of course not. I'm going to put the lid up.
Oh, gee, Riley, you were great.
Thanks, Shrimpy.
Well, Shrimpy, you know what they say. Two's company and three's a crowd.
Oh, yeah, I'll go, Peg.
Chester, you dope. Come here. There.
You kissed me. Peg, that's twice you kissed me. I guess now we'll have to get married.
Well, someday, if you're sure you want me, Chester.
Oh, sure, I'm sure. I'm going right home and tell my mother. Oh, boy, I feel like I'm floating in the air. Good night, Peggy. Good night, Shrimpy. Oh, I almost forgot. Good night, Clinton. Good night.
Teal has just brought you The Life of Riley, and the Rileys will return in half a minute. Tonight, as you brush your teeth, remember this. Teal on your toothbrush is much, much safer than toothpaste or powders containing harsh abrasives. For remember, out of every 10 adults, 8 have receding gums. And that means parts of the teeth are exposed which are 25 times softer than tooth enamel. And brushing those softer parts daily with any dentifrice containing harsh abrasives grinds in ugly cavities. But Teal protects teeth from such cavities as no other leading dentifrice can. For Teal cleans teeth without abrasives, cleans teeth gently with a patented ingredient. The Teal way takes 1 extra minute a week, makes teeth look their sparkling best safely. So next time ask for T-E-E-L, Teal, the liquid dentifrice with the foamy cleansing action. Just follow directions on the package. Teal protects teeth beautifully.
Well, Pop, that story you told me sure helped. I made 3 touchdowns, and Marilyn... Marilyn what? Well, Marilyn kissed me. Marilyn kissed you. Tough luck, Junior. That's the beginning of the end.
Oh, Riley, I don't think we ought to let Junior play football. It's such a dangerous game.
Well, it's good training for a boy. Prepares him for marriage. Marriage? Well, sure. Marriage is just like football. First you engage, that's a long huddle. Then there's the wedding ceremony, that's the kickoff. You bring home your first pay envelope and you get tackled. Then when your mother-in-law moves in, that's interference. But don't get me wrong, Dumplin', I love the game. Folks, this is William Bendix, reminding you that our nation in peace has much to gain from the acquired skills of servicemen and women. Almost every single service-acquired skill is in some way related to civilian occupations. For example, an aerial gunner can qualify for civilian jobs of locksmith, meter repairman, testing machine operator, instrument repairman, and many others. So veterans and employers investigate the possibilities offered by service-acquired skills. Good night.
Procter & Gamble, makers of Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice, invite you to be their guest next week to hear the life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. William Bendix appears by arrangement with Hal Roach. The Life of Riley is produced by Irving Brecker and is directed by Don Bernard. Music by Lou Kozlov. Tonight's cast included Paula Winslow, Scotty Beckett, Jerry Hausner, Ken Christie, Tommy Cook, and Jane Morgan. So until next week at the same time, this is Ken Carpenter saying goodnight for Teal. And remember, for laughs, it's R-I-L-E-Y, Riley. For lovely smiles, it's T-E-E-L, Teal. Teal, the amazing liquid dentifrice, protects teeth beautifully. Good night.
Here's a gal with a message, and only 30 seconds to get it across. Okay, let's go.
Well, I just want to say, these days, nice clothes are still scarce. If you're lucky to find blouses and slips and sweaters in your size and style, they've got to last. Well, if you'll give those nice things Ivory Flakes care, they'll stay lovely. Actually last up to twice as long.
Only 10 seconds left.
Well, that's all I need. Friends, the thing to remember is, with Ivory Flakes care, you'll get up to twice the wear.
Hey, you still got 2 seconds.
Then I'll say it again. With Ivory Flakes care, you'll get up to twice the wear.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Teal dentifrice, which was not really a toothpaste, as you heard, contained sodium fluoride. And sodium fluoride was replaced by Crest with stannous fluoride. And then it went onward. Of course, there was Gleam in there as well. And there have been countless studies and counter-studies saying that fluoride does not help in the prevention of cavities. So there you go. But that was just one of numerous things that were not as healthy as we were ever led to believe, which brings us back to what Sean told us. I loved hearing about how healthy cigarettes used to be. He said that in his comments in his Buy Me a Coffee gift through classicradio.stream. Anyway, that is that episode of The Life of Riley, October 27th, 1945, 78 years ago. When Classic Radio, and by the way, visit my webpage, classicradio.stream. When Classic Radio with Wyatt Cox continues, Lum and Abner from 82 years ago.
Ladies, there's one war job that you and only you can do. I mean the saving of waste fats and oils. Every drop of used fat is vitally needed for military medicines and supplies, and for supplies on the home front, such as fabrics, paints, and soaps. That fat has to come from your kitchen. Don't fall down on your war job. Save all used fats in a clean can, and the minute the can is full, take it right down to your butcher. He'll pay you 4 cents plus 2 red ration points for every pound you turn in.
By the way, on Facebook has it that we did not save fats in a tin can by the stove, and that we did not reuse tinfoil. These people have no clue as to what people did during World War II. You can't get any money for that fat anymore, and you can't, you don't need ration points anymore yet. Okay, let's get to Lum and Abner. Head to Pine Ridge, Arkansas. The Hindu princess has arrived. This episode from October 27th, 1941, 82 years ago.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, this is the day when the squire's friend, Prince Ali Kush, the so-called Hindu miracle man, is to arrive in Pine Ridge. This is the first step in Squire Skimp's plan to extricate Lum from his fake broken leg dilemma by having the prince pretend to heal Lum's leg in a public demonstration. As we look in on the little community of Pine Ridge today, we find Grandpappy Spears over at the Jot 'em Down store talking with Abner. Listen.
Yes, sir. A real Hindu prince. Says so right here on this handbill.
Let's see.
And you never heard nothing about him coming to town?
Well, I heard Squire Skimp say something about it. He knows him.
Yeah, that's quite an honor having a real prince visiting here in Pine Ridge.
Prince Ali Kush, the miracle man, direct from India, will appear at the Pine Ridge Schoolhouse. Hindu magic and miracle bone healing. Admission 25 cents. Come one, come all. Well.
Yeah, what do they mean there, bone healer? What's that business?
I reckon he heals broke bones.
Well, I do know. Well, sir, I ain't much of a hand for going to shows, but now there's one I aim to see.
You do?
Yeah, I know Charity'll enjoy seeing a real prince.
Oh, they say them fellers walks on boards full of nails and eats glass and everything else.
Sassafras. I don't believe it. There's a trick to it some way or other.
No, they can do it. I've saw sword swallowers and fire eaters at carnivals.
Oh, yeah, but that ain't like walking on a board full of nails. I don't believe it.
Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Lum. Just asked him about it. He's the one that was telling me.
Well, what does he know about it?
I don't know. He must have read it somewhere. Morning, Lum.
Good morning. Lum, I was just looking at this hand circler here. Yeah, I seen one of them. I'm anxious to see that feller. Says here he's a bone healer. Why don't you get him to try himself out on that broke leg of yours? Grannies, I hadn't thought about that. That might be a good idea, Grandpap. Of course, I don't believe in them things, but it wouldn't hurt to try it. If he can't do it, it'll sort of show him up, won't it? Well, I've heard them fellers can actually do that, Grandpap. Well, I gotta see it first. Abner's telling me this feller's a friend of Squire Skimp's. Yeah, that's what Squire was saying. Knowed him years ago. I bound you Squire's the one that got him to come down here. What makes you say that? I don't know. I just figured he was.
Well, Squire's the one that's putting on the show.
Well, I know I'm going to see it. I know that.
Oh, yeah, or two.
I believe I'll go over to the place and show Charity this handbill. I know she'll want to go.
Well, now, don't rush off, Grandpa.
Oh, I got to get on back, Abner. Got to rake and burn some leaves today anyway.
Yeah.
Well, come back again, Grandpa. Yeah, I'll be back. A real prince here in Pine Ridge.
Yeah.
Everybody's excited about that,
oh,
you know.
My, yeah.
Granny, this thing's working out a heap better than I thought it would. You know it, Abner?
'Tis, huh?
Oh, yeah. Everybody I met coming up the street just now, I've seen them handbills, and they's all talking about it.
Oh, it's causing a lot of talk, all right.
There's been at least half a dozen different ones this morning suggest the same thing that Grandpap did just now. Why don't I get the prince to try to heal this broke leg for me? They didn't know that's what I had in mind to do all along. The reason he's down here.
Sure.
Oh, sir, when I throw away these crutches and walk off of that platform, their eyes is going to bug out like a bunch of tromped-on toad frogs.
Oh, they'll be surprised to death. There ain't no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
I'll be so glad to get rid of these crutches, I don't know what to do.
Now, that's our ring, I believe, Lum.
Oh, I'll get it.
Yeah, good. Save me getting up, tired to death.
Hello, jot 'em down, store. Lum and Abner's doing the talking.
I hate telephones.
Oh, howdy, Squire.
Hate and despise.
He is. Well, for goodness sakes, when did he get in?
Who got in
Uh-huh.
there?
Well, good. Granny's, I'm anxious to meet him. Yeah, sure, bring him on over. Yeah. All right, Squire. Yeah, I'll be looking for you. Goodbye. Hi, Granny, he's here, Abner. He's here.
The prince?
Yes, sir. Just got in town a few minutes ago. Squire's
Well?
going to bring him over to the store here directly.
I doggies, I can't wait to meet him.
Me neither. Granny, I don't know what to say to a prince.
What to say to him?
Yeah, a judge, you say, Your Honor, and a king, you say, Your Majesty, but I don't know what you say to a prince.
Oh. Well, over at Lodge, Ezra Seastrunk, he's a prince, and they say, I salute you, O great and noble prince.
Oh, goodness, that sounds good. It might be the thing to say, too. I salute you, O great and noble prince. Pull up a chair.
Yeah, that sounds important.
Come in, O great and noble prince. Welcome to Pine Ridge. Mom?
Oh, come in, Cedric. I never seen you coming in there.
What was you saying to me, Mr. Lum? Oh, I wasn't talking to you, Cedric. I never even seen you coming in. I just sort of practicing. Did you fellers know there's going to be a real live prince come to town?
He's already here.
Find out, Abner. Who told you, Cedric? I seen it wrote on a hand circler down there at the barber shop. He's going to put on a show here. It's going to cost 25 cents to get in to see him, too.
We know all about it, Cedric.
Oh. Is he going to ride a big white horse? I don't know, Cedric. Well, Clarabelle says he is. She's got a book with a picture of a prince in it. And he's fighting a dragoon with a sword. Well, I don't think this is that kind of a prince, Cedric. This is a Hindu prince.
Yeah, he eats glass and walks on boards with nails sticking up in them.
Is he crazy?
No, he likes to do that.
How do you know so much about him, Abner? Your trouble, you're talking too much about this prince.
Well, you said them Hindus done that.
I never said he did, though. I just said some of them does. I don't know a thing about this prince, Cedric. Neither does Abner.
Well, Squire said
Never mind what Squire said.
Oh.
Says on them hand circlers that he heals broke bones. Why don't you get him to heal that broke leg of yours, Mr. Lum? Oh, I don't know, Cedric. I hadn't thought much about it. Golly, I wish I had a broke leg so he could try it out on me. Then I would have something to brag about. I wonder if I was... Now, don't you go getting any ideas in your head, Cedric. You get to see the prince without having any broke legs to heal. Oh, I sure would love to shake hands with him. Maybe that can be arranged to where you can. Uh-oh, Cedric. Maybe you better run along now. Here comes Squire skimping a feller we got to talk some private business with.
Oh, my goodness, Lum, you reckon...
Just be quiet, Abner. Run along, Cedric, and then you can come back over this afternoon. Yes, Mom. Well, reckon I'll see you fellers later on, then.
Yeah, all right. So long, Cedric.
So long.
Do you reckon it's a prince there with Squire now,
Why,
Lum?
sure it is. But I never wanted Cedric to know it. We never would get shut of him.
Oh, our doggies, he's got one of them bandages on his head.
Turbans, Abner. Don't be calling them bandages in front of the prince.
Oh.
I'm as nervous as I can be. Just imagine meeting a real prince.
Yeah, you're white as a sheet,
I know. Think of a prince coming in the jot 'em down store.
Why, sure.
Now, don't try to sell him nothing.
I won't try to sell him nothing.
Find out.
Yeah.
Well, come in, Squire.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
Come on back, both of you.
Yes, thank you, Lum. Beautiful morning. Lum, I want you to meet His Highness Prince Ali Kush.
I salute you, O great and noble prince.
Salam alaikum, Effendi, Piznayesh Poldisi, Anushovce Kolmiznet.
He says that he's most pleased to make your acquaintance.
Well.
And your Highness, this is Abner Peabody.
How do you do, sir?
Biltama no se tutti taucini.
He says he's also glad to meet you, Abner.
I figured that's what he's saying.
Patronazeska meriznikchini stiribul fall.
No, the prince says that you will be most welcome any time that you wish to visit his native land.
Well, that's mighty thoughty of him. Tell him thank you, Squire.
Yes, I will, Well, I wanted you to meet the prince, and I also want to show him the rest of the town.
Yeah, natural.
I expect I better have him step out on the porch a minute. I want to talk to you in private, Lum. Renba Unmal Nakar, Amsgrave.
Beldik Yosama snefed aye frumtidiba porisnate, etge the ode.
Senam Yereg Restic.
What did he say, Squire?
Oh, he said he'd wait on the porch. Lum, what I want to see you about...
Roundabout way of saying it.
I don't like to bring up unpleasant subjects, Lum, but the prince would like to have the $500 in advance.
Well, you told me about that.
Yes, I know. I just wondered if you have it in cash there with you.
Yeah, I got it right here for you.
Well, good.
That's an awful lot of money, Squire. Don't reckon we could talk him down on the price, do you?
No, not a chance in the world. Not a chance in the world. I'm surprised at him doing it for this.
There you are. You count it.
No, that's all right. I'll take your word for it, Lum. And thank you very much. I know we'll appreciate it.
Not at all.
Well, I expect I better get on. I'll drop back over later and let you get better acquainted with the prince.
Yeah, do that, Squire. I'd love to talk with him some more.
Yeah, I want to learn to talk like he does. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I'll see you later, gentlemen.
Yeah, so long, Squire.
Well, that was nice work, Louis.
Oh, them dopes is a cinch. Did you get the dough?
Oh, yes. Got the money right here in my pocket.
And now, don't forget, $50 for the job and $50 for my expenses down here. That's $100 altogether.
Oh, yes. Well, I didn't get it all, Louis. I just got a down payment. But I'll give you all I got. Here, there's $50. And I'll try and get the rest for you later.
Well. We can never tell what'll happen next down in Pine Ridge, can we? And you know, it's much the same way with headaches. We never can tell when an aggravating and painful headache's going to come along next to slow us down and make life just a little more disagreeable. If you have a package of Alka-Seltzer tablets handy, well, you'll find it's worth many, many times its cost to you. You see, when you take Alka-Seltzer for a headache, you'll feel better fast. And here's why. The analgesic pain reliever in Alka-Seltzer is in complete solution, ready to go to work the moment you take it to ease that aching head. What's more, when your headache's accompanied by an upset, jittery stomach, as is often the case, Alka-Seltzer offers quick relief for this discomfort, too. So be wise, friends. Now, why let a headache or an upset stomach make you feel and perhaps even act mean and miserable when Alka-Seltzer offers such prompt, pleasant relief? So when headaches come, remember Alka-Seltzer. Your druggist has it by the package and also serves it by the glass at his soda fountain.
Oy, you gotta love this craziness. Alrighty, thanks for being with us on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. A selection of short subjects in our next program. We'll, of course, have another episode of Lum and Abner and all about the big show. We'll have an episode of Believe It or Not, a telling of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow from 1932. And we'll also have we'll visit Claudia and another selected short. I'm hoping to do an episode of Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce in The Couple Next Door. That's coming up on tomorrow's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That'll be our Saturday edition. Have yourself a great day, won't you please? And tell your friends. Our website, classicradio.stream, the greatest shows of all time, right here at this spot on your computer or phone. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.